All right, so I'm here with Ireland's youngest professional wrestler and social media influencer as well, man of many talents, Justin Daniels. Justin, how you doing?
Hello, how are you today?
I'm not too bad. Like, I know you from wrestling, obviously, but
Yeah,
loads of other people know you from from TikTok and YouTube and all that. I mean, you've been keeping yourself busy during the pandemic, but you're using this platform to kind of give back to Dublin homeless awareness. So tell me, how'd you
yeah.
get into that, and why'd you get into it?
Getting involved with the homeless is always something I wanted to do. I have a tag team partner. His name is Big Rob, and it's something that we both feel strongly on, and we'd speak for hours about it. And then I was like, during the pandemic, I was like, once I built up my social media platform and I was getting followers, I was like, all right, maybe now is a good time to get involved so I can show everyone like the other side, because the homelessness is kind of swept under the rug in Ireland. So that's why I got involved in it anyways.
So I was reading that post you put up on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and you're saying how some of the stories were heartbreaking, and how you couldn't believe them. Were there any
Yeah.
instances in particular?
Is there any incidents? Well, this last night actually only I met this lad. His name was Graham, and he told me that he was beaten up by the police innocently, and obviously he lost his home and stuff because he's homeless. But like, it just goes to show that like they're kind of degraded, like they're not looked at as humans. He was saying he didn't resist arrest or anything, but when they got to the station, like they beat him up. It's like, for I'm a human being, he's a human being, and I could tell like he started crying and stuff, so I could tell the emotion like behind the story that he was telling me. So it's stuff like that is heartbreaking. Obviously, there's incidents where like not everybody wants help, and there's nothing we can do about that. People want to be left alone, and we have to respect that. So
Uh,
that's the other side to it.
there's a stereotype of a lot of homeless people being junkies and all that. Have you seen a lot of things that would kind of dispute that stereotype? Like, just they're just regular people that just fell into bad times.
Yeah, like I understand why people have the stereotype, because like even people age, like when they go into town or wherever they see homeless people, they'll just automatically put them in like a junkie category, which is like, I think it's wrong, because once you go out to the streets, like you realize that there is people that like addictions, like they're just, if they had it their way, they'd be working class people living in a house or wherever, or an apartment. But obviously, due to circumstances, they're on the street. So yeah, I think the stereotype needs to be eradicated. I think it needs to leave, because I don't think it's 100% true. But that's how I feel about the stereotype of like homeless people and looking down on them, because people are so quick to judge others without knowing the full details behind it. So we'll see a homeless person and we're like, oh, that's their fault. They're junkie, they're an addict. That's why they lost the house. Well, in some circumstances, we don't know that, because even from one story, I met a girl. She is in her 50s now, and she's been homeless coming up to 10 years, 10 years or so, which is a very long time to be homeless. And she didn't start an addiction until she became homeless, because she's seen the addiction as the escape route,
Mm.
because she lost her mother. She lost her mother and her father in the same year, 10 years back. And like that just took a toll on her life. She couldn't get financially stable. And now she's homeless. And while she's on the street, she started an addiction because of the other homeless people around her. And that's just the unfortunate side of it, but that's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah, anyone recognized you?
There's one homeless man, and I see him regularly, and he has like Instagram and stuff and TikTok, and he recognized me from
Oh,
TikTok. So it was, what made me so happy about that is because he came up and like you'd see a smile on his face. He was like, "Oh, you're so funny. You're so entertaining." And then I was just thinking like, maybe like I have like 130 videos on TikTok. They're
yeah,
all like a minute long. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, if I can provide this person with 2 hours worth of distraction, than like 2 hours worth of him going off and doing something wrong. So like that's the way I like to think of it. That like my content makes people laugh, or they joke about it, but like it just wants like they're entertained. That's my main my main purpose, because I think it was a real wake up call for me, and obviously there's other teenagers there, and I wish other teenagers felt the same, because like I'm still on. I only turned 17 recently, so it's like most 17-year-olds are like they demand stuff from the parents. I want this, I want this, and now like I think working with the homeless has made me realize that yeah, I should start to appreciate more what I have. I should start appreciating my family more. Every day I wake up, like count it as a blessing that I'm not waking up freezing cold on the street or in a hostel of some sort.
Do you want to plug Dublin Homeless, or where people can sign up, or where they can donate?
Where you can sign up on Dublin Homeless Awareness, you can reach out to us on Instagram. That's our main social media platform. To sign up, you just send a direct message. But if you are thinking about signing up, we have a lot of applications coming in recently. They're all, so we're basically young people. So if you're from the age of let's say 15 or 15 to like 25, I know we don't want to put a massive age gap on it, but for the 25s and ups, there's like lots of other homeless organizations, but we're mainly just focusing on young people. Also, I'd like to say thank you to the Hot Donut as well at the Spire, who supplied us with hundreds of donuts last night for the homeless people. Really appreciate that. But other than that, if you want to follow my social media, it's Justin Daniels across platforms.